Okay, so now we are going to talk in English, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanted to talk
Talk
about
about politics
politics, right?
because, I find American politics fascinating. It's never boring. And obviously, the coming year is going to be very intriguing to see what happens with regard to the election on both sides, the Democrats and the Republicans. And I can't vote because I'm not a citizen yet, but I'm still looking forward to the circus and the show and the spectacle because we know there's going to be one.
So it's like a circus, eh?
Yeah, it is. It's very entertaining. I watched part of the debate the other night, the Republican debate.
Oh, you watched it?
Part of it, not all of it.
Part of it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was a bit too painful.
It was too painful.
Yeah, I don't
Why?
go that way. I don't lean that way. I lean the other side, the Democrat side. I just think things are getting out of hand with regard to Mr. Trump, and it's weird because none of what he says bothers me because I don't believe any of it. To me, it just seems like a joke. I guess what is weird is that some people actually believe it. Do you know what I mean? That's the problem. That there's a broader impact to what he's doing.
I see. So you say that there are certain things that he says that some people believe,
Yeah.
such as what? Such as what?
I mean, anything about to do with immigrants and people who are Muslim and stuff like that. For me, it just goes right over my head because I just think it's absolute rubbish. But the reality is, there are some people out there that hear that stuff and believe it or agree with it. So that's the problem. And in Mr. Trump's case, I don't think he really believes or cares about any of this stuff either. I think he's a bored billionaire, and this is his latest project, and he doesn't care whether people like him or hate him as long as he gets attention.
So you think that all he's seeking is attention? He doesn't really want to be the president?
I think it's got nothing to do with like the country or the people or anything. It's just his own internal need. Like, you have someone who's been that successful or that rich. It must be, you get up in the day, what am I going to do today? That I haven't
see.
done before. Oh, I'm going to run for president. No, let's do that. Like, it's just like it's like a joke in a way.
And he was also on TV, right?
Yeah,
Like he had like a
so
show
he
or
loves
something?
the drama and all of that. So for me, when I hear him say something ridiculous, I don't take it seriously because it's just absurd. But the reality is that there are some people who agree with that, and that's when problems arise. And when you have a lot of people who agree with him, then it's a big problem. But I don't think there are enough people that believe the things he says for him to actually win an election. I mean, maybe he could win the nomination, but I think overall, at the end of the day, there would be more people, I would say, we don't want that kind of lunacy or that sort of madness.
Well, I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right. I mean, maybe I'm naive coming from another country, but I know that the mix of people here is so complex and so complicated that anything's possible.
I think if like the regular voters, I would say let's say they go to elect the president now, and it's Trump with another Democrat. I think the regular voters wouldn't vote. I mean, he wouldn't win. Trump
Right.
wouldn't win the election.
Right.
But I think he's drawing people that are not really into politics,
Right.
and I think that's my fear.
Well, maybe that's the problem. They're not really. They don't. I'm not going to get into talking about what I think about all of that because it's too complicated. But yeah, let's see what happens. I guess January, the end of January, these primaries start, so that'll be the start of the show. But yeah, in general, I do find American politics very interesting. Australian politics is very boring, and someone was talking about yesterday that is there anywhere else in the world where this kind of electoral campaign or presidential campaign goes on for like a year and a half? Like, it's a very long, drawn out process, and you have to wonder, what is that about? I mean, it's good in a way because it weeds out certain people, and you get to see people behave in lots of different circumstances. And I guess it's harder for one candidate to dupe people because sooner or later people are gonna work out what they're all about, hopefully. The downside is that there's just so much money involved in all of this, and it just takes up so much energy. So I don't know whether it's necessary, but that's the system.
Well, I agree with you. It's not necessary, but it's entertaining.
It is entertaining. It's it's just like I do enjoy that aspect.
It is entertaining.
And
But
I do follow all the polls and who's winning which state, and real clear politics, and go into seeing all the different.
Well, I think he's going
graphs
to
and
win.
stuff.
I think he's going to win the nomination for his party anyway, because I think most of his party, people from his party, believe. Actually, they think the same way as he has. They believe him because they think the same way.
Right.
I think
Even though
most
I
of them.
think traditional establishment Republicans probably don't want him to win. We'll see what happens when if he starts winning these primaries. They may not have much option.
Well, I don't know. I think the fact that the established politicians don't really want him, I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, he loves that. He loves that kind of opposition because it feeds into his narrative about, well, I'm not part of the system. People don't, those people don't want me, but they're the problem. They're idiots. They're losers. You want me.
Well, I think in that respect he's right.
Yeah, I mean,
I think in that respect
he may
he's
be
right.
in that aspect. He's got a point, but his delivery is atrocious. You can't operate effectively if you call everyone an idiot and a loser and a moron. I mean, that's just not the way the world works.
It's true, but I think he's doing it because he wants to identify, like telling people, I'm a human being like you.
Right.
I'm a regular person like you.
Right.
And I like these guys who've been in politics for so long, and
Which
they
is
think they're better than everybody else.
Kind of ludicrous in and of itself because he's a billionaire. So he's not just like every one of us. Do you know
No,
what I mean?
but I'm saying there's a lot of people who have no manners. They're very
Right.
blunt in there, and
Right. Well, he
and
gives
people like
them-
that.
He gives them the license to say what they think.
That's right, and they see somebody like that on TV, and it's like a candidate for a presidential election. And they say, oh, you know what, that guy is like me. I
Right.
say things like they are, and I don't care.
Right.
And I think he's drawing people like that
Right.
into
Yeah.
into politics, and
Yeah.
that's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
So
We'll see what happens.
see what happens. And also you have to think about very low voting. I mean, very few people voting in actual elections.
Right, and that's what that's really astounds me. And here you have people like me who, have a general understanding of what's going on. I would love to be able to vote, and yet I'm not able to.
You're not able to. And there's also a lot of people who can vote and they don't vote.
Exactly. So it's like,
That's the way it is.
It's
But
crazy
we'll see.
stuff.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
we will.
Maybe he's gonna lose the nomination. It can happen.
yeah, it's
Can happen.
possible.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right, thanks.